Hey, what's going on? It's Joey from the Hitting Performance Lab. Rhino. So let's take a look at your swing. I got it all synced up. We're going to slow-mo it, and it's going to repeat over and over. So I want you to just kind of take a look. I think you said that you've seen this before. You've seen your swing on slow-mo. This is one of your better swings. You hit the ball, rock the ball pretty good on this day. A couple more and then we'll start to kind of go over it nice and slow. Definitely looks a lot better. You're definitely an athlete and you got a little bit more weight on you, good weight, than some of the other kids your age. Let's go one more. So that definitely helps and has helped you up till this point. Okay, when it starts over real slow. Okay, we went over the foundational stuff, which I think grip, I think everything was pretty good, although I did want you to make sure of how close to the plate you are. We're going to make sure that by the time this next season starts in January that you're going to be able to hit the ball efficiently the other way. So we're going to take away having to scoot up on the plate on those outside pitches, because I know umpires are terrible at your age, but thing is, we need to learn as a hitter to hit the ball the other way. Bryce Harper said that was one of the most critical things his dad did with him, was to teach him to hit the opposite way, I think at like age 8 or 9, and that was something that was really valuable to him, and I know it was to me too, and I didn't learn it until my probably sophomore. I struggled with it my sophomore year in high school and then got pretty good at it my junior and senior year and then on from there. But we're going to take care of that later. But anyway, so your depth from the plate, how far away from the plate you need to be, and I think grip was okay, but just make sure you're gripping it where the bottoms of the fingers meet the meat of the hand. Make sure we're putting the handle in there, not in our fingertips or not in our palm. Aside from that, let's take a look at your vision. So what we do is I like to draw a circle around your head, and once your front heel touches the ground, so right there, I'm going to draw a circle around your head. And I know it's kind of tough to see because you're not wearing a hat, and then you're blonde and white at the same time, so it's hard to see where your eyes are really, but I can try and look at where your nose is. Now, what we want is we want that head to stay inside that circle. From the time that heel touches down, we want that head to not move forward, down, up, or back. Okay, you do a pretty good job of that. Now, you don't get much forward momentum, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we turn very well on our spine. So our spine through our head, crown of our head, looks beautiful. Nice alignment there. You're just turning around. That proves that you're a good athlete. And after going through our functional muscle screen, you scored pretty high for most kids your age. Now, one thing I want you to be careful of is picking your eyes up a little too soon. So they look good here. We got our eyes down at the incoming baseball coming in, where we talk about nose behind the barrel. But then once you hit it, your eyes start to come up to follow the ball to see how far you hit it, which most kids do anyway. And we're out here where I want your eyes to stay here, right on this back part. I want that nose to stay, or the nose to stay behind the barrel back here the whole time, even when the ball leaves the bat. I know it's fun to watch the ball and how far it flies, but don't worry, you got plenty of chance of that when you're rounding first base going to second. Alright, so one thing to be careful of. Now, let's take a look at your footwork. You have pretty good, for not getting any forward momentum, you have pretty good torso activation. Put your legs in a good position. Your front leg gets nice and straight. Your back foot actually kind of comes off the ground, still touching, but it comes up. It doesn't. You're not squishing the bug here, definitely. And that knee comes forward, all that good stuff that comes from a good torso turn. Okay, so footwork, what we're going to end up getting you to do is we'll probably get you a little less, probably not quite as wide with your stance. We'll probably end up shortening you up a little bit so that we can gain a little bit of ground and unweight this bat. I'm definitely going to want you, I know this is a new bat, but maybe getting a wood that's a little heavier. We need to start swinging a little heavier bat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you, think of the front foot as a gas pedal and the back foot as a brake pedal. We want to push the gas to get you coming forward, get you aggressive. As you can see, you just pick the foot up and put it down. And that's a result of sit back, being told to sit back all your life. Now we're going to get you to be more aggressive, and we're going to get you moving forward. like your Jose Batistas and your Robinson Canoes and your Dustin Pedroias. These guys, they move a lot. They move forward. The crucial part, like I said, is when that heel touches the ground, that head can move forward before that. But once the heel touches the ground, the head has to stop moving. But we can move forward. Our head and eyes can move forward, but it has to happen first. We get it out of the way first, the forward movement. And then what's going to happen is the back foot being the brake pedal, we're going to see this back foot skip up a little bit. It's going to come off the ground, doesn't have to jump up, but just it's going to skip to follow the front foot. Alright? And then from the swing, when we look at in the future, we're going to be doing the catapult loading system. Take a look at your shoulder angle here. Okay, none of this stuff, Rhino, that we're talking about right now, this new stuff, I don't want you to do. All I want you to do until I see you on Saturday is I just want you to do your corrective exercises, and I want you to work on making sure your depth from the plate is much better than it was on this day. That's all I want you to work on. I don't want you to take and try and do the forward momentum or try and do maybe vision, if anything, trying to keep your nose behind the barrel longer through your swing. You can do that, because I know nose behind the barrel, that's an easy cue to do without me being there and watching you. But we're definitely going to brush that up next time we meet, and then we'll probably introduce some of the footwork. But don't do any of this other stuff. I'm going to start talking about catapult loading system. I don't want you to start trying this until I can see you, because if you start doing it wrong, then we have to unwind that bad habit. It takes 3,000 reps to unwind a bad habit. So please don't do any of this stuff until I get to see you and work with you on it, so I make sure you're doing it right. So we definitely don't have a down spine angle or down shoulder angle. We're very straight here, and one of the things we need to do is we have to get more of a down angle with our shoulders, like we're hitting downhill. That's going to help induce the axial rotation, or the rotational part of the swing. We're trying to get you to move more efficiently. That's the whole point here. We're trying to get your body to move more efficient. When you look at a guy like Robinson Cano, his swing looks so sweet because his body just moves nice and efficient around his spine. And that's what we're trying to do, is make it easier on your spine and torso to make that turn. So shoulder angle, we're going to change a little bit. I don't know if we're really getting much of a real load, a human movement or explosive rotational power load, which we'll talk about later. But other than that, man, it looks good. You're an athlete. You're getting away. You're getting away with some of not being able to do forward momentum or anything like that. But we're going to make things much. You're going to feel much more power. So it's good news for you. Anyway, brother, keep working hard, man, and I'll see you on Saturday.